Hey, howdy, hello. You guys see the new 2023 RSD ambassador? Ooh. Yeah, that's better. Did you guys see Mr. Jason Isbell and Amanda Shires, his wife? Tell you what, funny story. I hadn't heard of these guys until, I guess it was half a year or less before this album came out. I'd heard his name, but I'd never heard anything he'd done. I'm going into a barber shop, and just for a haircut. So I went to, a newer shop that I'd never been to. Newer barber, just chit-chatting, talking about stuff. He goes, so what do you do? And I'm like, I told him what I do and how I'm into music and stuff. He's like, oh, you're into music? You heard Jason Isbell? He didn't even ask, like, do you like country? He just straight up jumped to how much he loved Jason Isbell. And I was like, I need to give him a shot. Because I've been trying to dig into, I told him I'm always into finding new music and stuff. It was rare to see someone, especially at a random place like a barbershop, in their 50s, excited for an artist. I didn't have much to lose. I definitely gave it a spin on the drive home. I was like, this guy's good. But it wasn't a month later until I saw Anthony Fantano talking about Jason Isbell. And Anthony Fantano never talks about country music. Ever. Like, ever, ever. So the fact that he was talking about Jason Isbell just reinforced the fact that he was already on my radar. Again, we're talking 2020, early 2020. Like, pandemic hadn't even started yet. What a different time, right? So I end up finding this record in 2020, spinning it, becomes my album of the year. Amazing. Amazing other albums, too, in the Americana vein. Pine Grove's Marigold. Just like, it was such an Americana mood year for me. And just to hear that he's doing the RSD ambassador stuff this year, how much he loves records and how much he and his wife love records, and just seeing the passion that they have for the music industry and how much love they have for their craft, for art. It's so cute. And so I ended up getting a second copy of it. Originally got the black copy from my local record shop, but then I picked up the Vinyl Me Please Clear secondhand, and because I missed the pressing of it. And clear pressing and the black both sound excellent. A beat them, and they sounded identical. Remember when it came out too, NPR was great ratings, and they had like a album listening party too when it came out. Just great to see the music industry rallying around a guy like this who definitely deserves it. Definitely still underrated, especially in country, where most country artists today, they get the recognition and stuff, are the pop country artists. Sure, he's maybe more folk and more Americana direction, not really radio in the sense of Hot Country 109 radio, but he's still like 100% country with soul, the good country. He's one of the good ones, okay? Not shaming you if you love that type of country too, because I like a little bit of pop country sparingly. And this is just so much different than all of that, though. It's funny. I don't know a lot about Jason Isbell other than that. Him or his wife. I'll tell you what. The duets he does with his wife, Amanda Shires, are crazy good. Like, he featured on... They just have this chemistry. And they go way back to Jason Isbell's personal addictions and all that stuff that he's talked about in the past. As far as the music, he really does go deep into that human nature element and pulls out something tangible. And that's what I really loved about this. Again, an album written way before the pandemic, but Jason Isbell's the guy. So I'm very excited about RSD 2023. I already have my master list, so we'll go over that too. It's, can't do it from memory. Let me go look real quick. Put Jason by Jason. My vinyl hates me. All right, first up, number one on the list, Peppa's Clubhouse. Just kidding. Number one, actually, in my opinion, is going to be another country artist. The amazing, legendary, will be legendary one day, Orville Peck. Come on. Dude has owned the lane of brand new country artists last year. No one else blew me away to that level. I mean, everything you love about Elvis Presley vibes, Johnny Cash vibes, I talked about it, man. Orville Peck. This guy is someone I believe in. I hear his voice. I think about the impact that Orville Peck can have. It's on another talent level. Why did I sleep on this guy for so long? Why did I wait to this song to come out for it to melt me and blow me away with how good Orville Peck is and how good he's doing it? I'm going to gush and sing this guy's praises all night. We can't do that. We got to talk about. I mean, it's so cool to see a new country artist take up and groundswell and like steal the show from every other country artist that's brand new in the past year or two. He stole the show for me, the album Bronco. Dude on gold Nugget vinyl. Definitely going to be first thing I snag come record store day. I don't care the price at this point. Huge fan of Underoath. Have very much looked forward to new Underoath pressings. They've been so hard to get. Underoath, a metalcore band from Florida from the screamo age of the early 2000s, mid 2000s to 2010s, broke up and came back in the last couple years, put out a new album. It's a live stream, but it was a very professionally done, well mixed and mastered live version of the album Voyeurist. So they're doing Digital Ghost, live version of Voyeurist. Excellent visuals and it's going to be excellent vinyl. That thing's going to sell out. I guarantee it. There were people, I know this for a fact because in the Underoath forums, people were discussing how much they wanted copies of Digital Ghost, just like MP3s of it, because they were so excited for it. They were hoping they were putting it on streaming and stuff like that. They ended up not going that direction. Totally cool that they're going to do an RSD vinyl for Underoath. We need more Underoath vinyl. But also, we need this very cool Wilco Yankee Hotel Foxtrot alternate sessions. I'm going to do a video talking about every single pressing of it, because I do have every single pressing of it. Curious which one sounds the best. There's been so much debate about it that I'll talk about separately too once I get, hopefully around that same time, full vinyl shootout completely done. That'll take some time because there's got to be 8 or 9 pressings of it. Everything from 2002 to 2022, so that'll take some time. But yeah, look forward to the Wilco RSD drop. Also, Raphael Saadiq, The Way I See It. You know, I hadn't heard of this guy. And all of a sudden, not only am I blown away with the music, I discover there's like 0 vinyl available. And every time they do, it sells out. So yeah, is the FOMO going to hit me on this one? It probably is. So I'm definitely going to snag that if I dare see it. Probably won't get it. Also the Miles Davis, that one, Turnabout or whatever. I did an emergency RSD leak broadcast stream. And that Miles Davis one, you know, it looked good. Any Miles Davis releases, they always get some shine, so that one's going to be hard to find, I bet you. And I'm going to try to snag it if I can, we'll see. But also, the Cranberries. I mean, I'm not a diehard by any means, but I enjoy some Cranberries vibes. I'll definitely pick it up if I see it. And this one actually deserves to be higher up on the list, but I saw it a little bit later, so I put it down here. Dolly Parton. You know, that early 70s, late 60s Dolly Parton? Apparently it's hard to find clean copies of on vinyl, because I'm sure it's going to be well done. And again, since it's so hard to find copies of it on vinyl, I just want a really good, clean Dolly Parton experience in that late 60s era, because there's plenty of 80s, 90s Dolly Parton represses. They pumped out all that commercial stuff on vinyls, especially 80s, I've heard. So cool to see the Vinyl Me Please Dolly Parton stuff come out too. I've been calling it, I've been trying to start the wave. It shouldn't have been called Vinyl Me Parton. So I'm trying to get the wave going to see if we could change it to Dolly Me Please. That's what it should be called. But that's just me. You know, there's some other stuff on the RSD list that looked super, super delicious. There's going to be some high demand stuff. Also, we have a record-setting Taylor Swift pressing. Rumors that it's 100K plus pressed of the Taylor Swift. Because last record store day, the Lakes 7-inch went up to like $200 and was completely impossible to find. Long Pond Sessions, super cool recordings she did. And she was apparently the RSD ambassador last year. So yeah, RSD is not just hype. It, you know, even if you go in and don't buy any of the RSD exclusive specific titles, going in and buying something that you want that they've, you know, the record stores had, and popping in and going to pick it up, hey, that's cool too. Just go support them. Go buy what you want. It's not about grails or rarity or RSD hype, which is what some people turn into be like a Black Friday for record stores. No, it's just a chance to hang out with cool people, and it's a cool event and gets people excited about music again and supporting local record stores. That's what it's about. And Jason Isbell and Amanda Shires, shout out to them for being RSD ambassadors this year. Looking forward to getting in line for RSD in April. Man, it can't come soon enough. It's so far out. Yeah, I just checked my list. I have 17 pre-orders. I was trying to figure out what else is going on in the music world for me. Yeah, 17 vinyl pre-orders. Just bought an import from France. It's going to be super cool. I'll talk about that in a separate video. Yeah, I got a Discogs from France import. Never imported anything from France. Got some French exclusives. Y'all ain't ready for it. It's going to be Ratatouille in here when that arrives. What else? There were some cool new releases the past couple weeks. Man, the amazing Caroline Polachek album. Very much excited to get the indie exclusive version of that. Desire, I Want to Turn Into You. Saw some really cool reaction videos that people were posting.
It's like, vibrating. It's gonna be my favorite. Is this gonna be my favorite? Oh, you already know. But you stay by.
Just people blown away. Really put a smile on my face. Also, Gorillaz Cracker Island. That was an impressive little pop album, full of bops. A lot of the singles had already come out in 2022, so we knew what the bangers were, but some of the other cuts were good too. We already have some qualifiers for 2023 Album of the Year. All right, we have 2 new Skrillex albums. Oh my goodness. 2 new Skrillex, after a decade of nothing from Skrillex. You may know him as the dubstep king from 2010's Scary Monsters, Nice Sprites, and Justin Bieber features. I want to say he revolutionized and actually changed dubstep, electronic stuff for the mainstream forever. Electronic pop head friends in the 2010s were going crazy in 2014 when Recess came out by him. Hard to find on vinyl too. You can't find a Skrillex vinyl under $100. I don't think. I think they're all above 100, 200. Got a couple new vinyl drops too. I snagged both of them, but thinking about canceling the one for Don't Get Too Close. With a cute little porcupine on the cover, not as cute songs, but Quest for Fire was fire. And I was immediately sending that to everyone I knew when that came out Friday before last because it blew my freaking head off. It was so good. So 2 new Skrillex albums. Also seeing new Lana Del Rey album pre-orders popping up. boygenius, which I got every single pressing of that coming. We'll do a vinyl shootout of it. Got to. I love boygenius. It's like the perfect indie girl trifecta. Phoebe Bridgers, Lucy Dacus, and Julian Baker. Absolutely amazing. Talk about Lana Del Rey. I'll unbox one of them when I get it. We had the Grammys a couple weeks ago, too. Chris Stapleton not only playing the Super Bowl national anthem, but also did Stevie Wonder Higher Ground. He did the verses. Chris Stapleton with Stevie Wonder. So good. So good. That just worked. Everyone in the whole room at the Grammys was just vibing out. That was cool. It was cool to see some of the Grammys go to some artists who deserve some recognition as well. This past year, so good. Grammys were meh, but that was good to see. Music's in a good spot. Vinyl's in a great spot. A little bit pricey, but vinyl community, as always, needs to keep on grooving your way. Because if you're not, what are you doing? I like it. Come on.